Bam, it's Victory Monday. What is up? And welcome back to Nando Talk. The Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20. That is right, 70-20. A historic game, 10 touchdowns. It has not been done since 1966. For those who don't remember, the classic game of the Rams versus the Yanks. Who could forget such a glorious matchup? Well, I will never forget the Broncos Dolphins game because I was there at the stadium yesterday. It was an absolutely glorious time with the boys. Shout out the homies, the Section 138 squad. We were out there. This is the view from the seats. It is a beautiful time to be a Dolphins fan right now. And I am so happy to be sharing it with all my fellow Fins fans, not just those in my section, not just those at the stadium, but all of us, everyone who was, whether you're young, whether you're old, whether you've waited your entire life or you're a new Dolphins fan. What a time to be a Fins fan. We all get to deserve it. We all get to enjoy it. Obviously, those who have believed in the team always unwavering. Yeah, it's a little bit sweeter. It's a little bit more joyous, but everybody enjoys because we're winning, and winning heals everything. Winning solves all cures. And right now, the Dolphins are flowing. They are going, and we are unstoppable right now. I have to hold my horses because it is Bills week. We are going up to Buffalo for week 4, but also trying to let myself enjoy this because what a time, what a time, what a time. Let us go, Dolphins. We are rocking and rolling over here. How's it going? Fins TV, what is up? We are riding with these Dolphins. I am so happy I was at that game, not only to see the Dolphins explode for 10 touchdowns, to see Jason Sanders hit 10 extra points, get some good reps in there, but to watch Devon Achane absolutely cruise to 200 yards on the ground, most of it untouched, honestly. There were some times where it looked like the Broncos were just severely outmatched, and it was awesome to see Achane just churn on the ground. Mostert had himself a day as well with 4 rushing touchdowns, but Achane had those 203 rushing yards. I think he had another 30 receiving yards. He had 2 receiving touchdowns as well. So he was 2 for 2. That's 4. Mostert had 4. That's 8 of our touchdowns there alone. It was absolutely wild to see. Our defense was chipping in as well. They didn't score, but they did force a couple turnovers. They were letting out some sacks. I think my internet's a little wonky, but bear with me right now, guys. I'm just a glorious performance. And I think Achane is going to be a product for a while longer. All right. Yes, he was elevated to RB2 status because Ahmed was out, but how can you deny him after this performance? Obviously, Raheem Mostert, still the starter. That is for sure. Nothing's changing about that. But with Achane, we have just a new element of speed, just a whole nother level. And I love the rookie's mentality. He's always been a great pass blocker so far, but he is rocking and rolling on the ground as well, showing off that speed, that efficiency. And when Tua let out that little no-look pass, shoveling it out to him, wow. The connection between the little Tua and Achane was glorious right there. And the young rookie, I hope a long career for the 21-year-old. At Texas A&M with the 4.34 speed, you just have to keep drooling. We have to involve him in Buffalo right now because this is the type of football I want to see. Obviously, 70 points. Anyone would want to see that every week in, week out is not going to happen. But I'm talking about this explosive football that has a great running attack that's charging with Mostert and Achane, just blitzing off their speed, just flitting around the entire field, churning up yards and scoring touchdowns. And it allows guys like Tyreek Hill to just be wide open, not just because Tyreek is so fast, but because the defense for a millisecond has to focus on something else. And then they forget the most important assignment of all, guarding Tyreek Hill, watching him just churn for yards, eat and score. This offensive line is the one allowing it all to happen, though. It is the Dolphins' offensive line that is allowing teams to just have to sit back and watch us score on them. 1 sack in 3 weeks for Tua, right? A Dolphins running game that has really the same pieces from last year. The big difference is a more experienced offensive line. Obviously, Isaiah Wynn signing in at left guard is pretty awesome. But Butch Barry, the offensive line coach, credits to him. Hats off to you, my friend. You are the man with the plan, the guy who has shown these gentlemen growth. My Wi-Fi is a little messed up right now. Someone let me know if my sound has been good so far. I hope it has been. But I'm going to be dropping the link soon, guys, so bear with me because I'm just excited and I'm gushing. I do have a video on my channel that summarizes this entire stream in about 4 minutes if you want to check it out. This one's just really me just letting my energy flow through it. I hope my internet can be heard, so I'm going to drop a little link if you guys want to hop in and talk, chop it up. It is Victory Monday. We are vibing. I'm probably going for another 20, 30 minutes, keeping it not too long today. I'm getting back into the live streaming habits, but if we want to talk about how great this Dolphins team is, how excited you are, let's go. If for somehow you are still concerned with this team, with what we can do, we can for sure calm you down because this is a team that's going to be going far. I get it. We have not played the greatest of competition so far, quote unquote. We were so old. We had the hardest schedule entering the season. Now we're not playing tough competition. You play who's in front of you. What the Dolphins have done with the teams in front of them is absolutely manhandle them. So now, if we play this and do this well in Buffalo, I'll be safe to say crowning us for a little Super Bowl contenders. Right now, as explosive as we are, it's safe to say we have the best offense in the NFL. We have one of the best defenses, but I've got to see it against the realness. And that's coming from a really positive point, honestly. But this tinfoil hat is not coming on for a while because the Dolphins have proven to me that anything can be possible. When I was at the game and we were up by 35, I thought, wow, we're laying the hurt on them, but we've got to slow down at some point. And then when we popped up to 42, I thought maybe am I finally going to see a 50-point game in person? When we've scored to 49, then the 56. Wow, oh wow, what a day. 63. I couldn't even believe myself. But 70 points is just something unheard of. It is something that comes out of a high school game. Okay. Like literally 66-8 is a state championship game I saw in high school, and that's a team that had Sony Michel, Isaiah McKenzie. All right. We had Pat Surtain and Ty Campbell. We had a great team. This is the NFL, and we won by 50 points. Both sides play football. They both get paid to play. And one team just completely overmatched them. To watch Sean Payton, one of the greatest coaches of this recent memory, and to watch Sean just flounder and be flustered after the game. As reporters asked him how he felt about this historic stat, about that moment, about how it affected his career, about it being the worst loss of his career. And he just kept asking, is there a point to that question? Is there a question in that? What's the question? What's the question? He was done. He was getting petty. He was getting upset. To watch Sean Payton feel his pride be so bruised that he felt the need to say, oh, I've been in beat downs before. Sometimes you're on one end of it. Very rarely have I been on this side of it. But hey, it happens to everybody once in a while. No, Sean Payton. Literally nobody has lost by 50 points like this in a while. It's a historic game. Okay. Nobody has let 70 points hit on them only twice in NFL history. Come on, Sean. You can't even give a little credit to McDaniel. Things are going down in Denver. They're 0-3. And I pity the fools. All right. Russell Wilson. I'm a known anti-Russ guy. All righty. I get to finally drop my little big Russ sucks clip this week because we won. I'm not jinxing anything. We beat him. We clobbered him. And Sean Payton left him in the whole game. He didn't care if he got injured. I am so excited to know that the Dolphins handled business. And you can call the Broncos bad all you want. They have Russell Wilson, Sean Payton. All right. Judy and Cortland Sutton were out there. Patrick Surtain got burnt by freaking Chosen. Okay, Robbie Chosen Anderson. However you've known him over the years, he's going by Robbie Chosen right now. Like, how are we elevated off the practice squad? Burned PS2. That's crazy. PS who? With all due respect, fellow Heritage alum, that's a wild way to start this season. Watching us drop 70 points at home is going to get this crowd a little spoiled, but it's just going to remind us the capability this team has. Obviously, we're not going to expect us to drop 70 again. Say what you want about them Broncos, as bad as they might be. Good teams handle business. Good teams win handedly when presented with bad competition. And in the past, the Dolphins have struggled to that. We are a team that is known to play to the level of our opponents. We are a team that usually sits there and has to wonder, geez, how did we just play so good against this contender, this Super Bowl hopeful team? And then we go out there when we play the Jets, we play the Browns, the Lions, the Texans. We lose to the Jags. Okay, we lose to the Falcons. You remember those? No longer. This is a Dolphins team that has turned the corner. That when we play good teams like the Chargers are supposed to be, we beat them handedly, especially late in the game. We took control. We shut them down. Divisional rival like the Patriots, Hall of Fame coach and Belichick supposedly, boom, beat him. No can do. Nothing to do but win. And that's what the Dolphins are doing week 3 against a bad opponent, clobbered them into the ground. Week 4 versus the Bills, I hope we play up again and we meet with the Bills with their same energy, go to Buffalo and get a nice win. Tempered expectations, of course. We are on the road, but let's go for a little 4-0 magic. Then I don't want to look further ahead. I want to take this still week by week, but when we go to back home to week 5, you best believe I think we're going to absolutely decimate the Giants, okay? We're going to grind them into the ground. Okay, no Giant left standing. It's going to be a fun game. Do I think we're going to win by 50 points again? Maybe. You might win 56-6, That'd be awesome. We're not going to drop 70 again, but who knows? I will not put on this tinfoil hat for a long time because the Dolphins have proven to me that they can do anything. Why put on the tinfoil hat when nothing is ridiculous anymore? All right, when Achane goes from 5 snaps to 200 yards, all right, Bijan Robinson has 213 rushing yards his entire season, 3 games. Generational running back prospect. Achane, 4th drafted running back in the class. Just pulled off a 203 rushing yard game. 1 game almost matched all of Bijan's production. I still think Bijan's going to have a better long-term career. But Achane, my take of him winning Offensive Rookie of the Year was said with the tinfoil hat. Doesn't seem so ridiculous now. Achane truly seems to be a guy who can last in this McDaniel offense. Nothing I say seems too ridiculous now. Now, without the tinfoil hat, Devon Achane, Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate. Not a dark horse, not a long shot, not a hopeful. Devon Achane is an Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate. He's already, in my book, solidified himself as RB2. I'm hoping for a healthy season from Mostert. I've always thought that Mostert should have a not reduced workload, but should have a cap at 1 point to his touches so he ensure he stays healthy, so he has those fresh legs. Enter Devon Achane, and you let him take the reins. You let him start to build and increase on his touches bit by bit, get more and more used to it. I'm not saying he's going to turn 200 yards every week, but if you start giving him carries, steady 100-yard games, 150 yards all-purpose, that starts becoming a reality. You let Mostert be more efficient in bursts and spurts, and we're good to rock. Both of them healthy all year. But the difference between Bijan and Achane is that the Dolphins are on a winning trajectory, will be Super Bowl contenders, and the Falcons will be scraping along, struggling to get by. Granted, Bijan will be the lifeblood of that offense. But if Achane gets to produce better numbers because he's in better offense, sorry, bud. We're there to rock. And that award will be Achane's. All right. We have not had this level of running back since Ronnie Brown, potentially. So let's rock with it. All right. I am so excited for the prospects of this team. And Achane is just one example of that. I've already gushed about this offensive line. And Armstead's only just returning. We haven't even seen the full capabilities of this team with a fully gelled starting offensive line, with our rookie running back now getting integrated in the offense. We put up 70 points without Jalen Waddle. All right. Without arguably one of the best receivers in the NFL. All right. Maybe number 11, number 10. I think Jalen Waddle, the fact that we did this without him, it just speaks volumes as to how far this team has progressed. And when we get him back for Buffalo, again, we're not dropping 70 or 50 points on the Buffalo Bills. But if you're telling me that you don't think that we're going to be able to keep up with anything they throw at us, you are flipping my flippers. The Dolphins have the offensive capabilities to hang with anyone in the NFL. No team has shown me so far they can do what the Dolphins can on offense. Maybe the Chiefs when they beat the Bears 41-10. And then I thought to myself, 41-10? You guys only beat him by 31 points? My team won by 50 points yesterday. All right. My team put up 70 points. Our backups were crushing. Chris Brooks almost ripped off another touchdown. We literally knelt because we didn't care about a record. We were not chasing points. They were just happening. Even McDaniel was saying that we were just going to let the record happen if it happened. If we could casually break 72 points, we would. Tua was saying, and this is a paraphrase. We're not trying to go out there to humiliate teams. It just happens to be that way. My God, the unconscious level of confidence that these players have in each other, the love, the passion, the teamwork, the chemistry they're there for. I'm all excited to see this Dolphins team. Boss man Andres, mi hermano, Miami Dolphins have the best offense in the NFL. Sunday against Buffalo is a statement game for us. 1,000%, Andres, my friend. I will text you after this. My bad for that dropped ball, but you are a real one. You're a legend, and you know how this rocks, man. You know plenty of Bills fans just like I do, man. You being in that, you rocking that Syracuse vibes. You know how the Buffalo people get, and you know better than anyone that when we go up into Buffalo and we pull off this statement game and shut them up, nothing's going to taste sweeter. Nothing is going to sound more beautiful than the silence in Orchard Park. I'm so excited for it. YouTube, thank you, Rafa. Thank you for the thumb, baby. We're ready to rock. Chris Brooks, man. I like number 33 for him. I get Eli Apple had to keep that number, but 35 for Chris Brooks would have looked so nice in the end zone. He was almost there. I'm glad he finally is getting some work. He showed off big. He's a big bruising boy. Fins up, boss man Sadowski. We're here, Adam. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Been a while, been a minute, but we are here. We are vibing. Keep in mind, the Bills have a new middle linebacker. Which player are you talking about, Rafa? Let me know real quick. X got burnt multiple times, broken plays. Apple gave up some plays. Yeah, X didn't look as glorious as he should have. I wanted him to have a pick. I thought Holland was going to have a pick as well. He did force a turnover, so we'll count that, but not really. You know what I'm saying? But X definitely failed that mark. Skyler's number 6 now. That is wild. QB1, right? Psych. We got Tua Man. Take me by the hand. One of my favorite Dolphins offensive stats right now is that yesterday was 726 offensive yards. We had more offensive yards than the Jets have in 3 games, their entire season. Absolutely glorious. Oh, yeah, the Bills do have a rookie linebacker. Bills rookie line. Well, they have Dorian Williams. Is that who you're talking about, maybe? I know they got him. I remember him out of Tulane. I think he has like a 6'8" wingspan, if I remember him from pre-draft really quickly. But I know they do have a rookie linebacker. If they have another one, let me know if it's that one. I think Dorian's their highest drafted, though. For Buffalo, though, am I really worried about their defense? Yes, they just absolutely crushed Sam Howell and the Commanders, and they had 9 sacks on him. Let's do some quick football math. Obviously, the transitive property doesn't really work for football in the NFL. But okay, so Sam Howell and the Broncos played. I think the Commanders won by 2 or 3. It was like 37-35, something close. I know it was like close to the Dolphins Chargers score. So Howell and the boys, they pulled it off. They had a good game. And they go to Buffalo. They get absolutely rattled. And they lose 38-7, I think, something like that. They get absolutely manhandled. Then Sam Howell throws, I think, 4 interceptions. They get sacked 9 times. Absolutely ugly game. But then, if we won 70-20 versus a team that beat the Broncos by 2. No, we beat the Broncos by 50. And then the Broncos lost to the Commanders by 2, who lost to the Bills by 31. We should beat the Bills by 3. I don't know how that math works, but my gut is telling me that it does. Somebody check it for me. But if the transitive property serves correctly, we will be winning this Bills game by 3 points to 2 points. And I'm totally fine with that, rocking with. again, I don't think Achane's going to have another elite game, but to go into Buffalo, we are going to need to have a good game on the ground. Mostert and Achane, let it rip, please. Absolutely glorious. Tyreek and Waddle with the return of Jalen will have an absolutely explosive time on outside. And heading into Buffalo, I just have to hope that this Dolphins offense doesn't rest on its laurels, doesn't have itself an overly cocky week. It's up to McDaniel to rein in the boys, to keep their brains in check, and to remember that we still have business to take care of. We still have a job. We still have to go to Buffalo. And although the Bills have been up and down, and Josh Allen has been having great games, he's been having turnover-prone games, it's still a sign to rock with. McDaniel, keep the boys in check. Let them have a good practice. And I wish there was a way. I wish there was a way for us to somehow get this flexed. The pressure of a Sunday night game would be a lot. I can't believe the Sunday night game next week is Chiefs versus Jets. I get it. They were factoring Rodgers. That's just an ugly, ugly game. Bills, Dolphins would be so much more exciting, so much more stakes. Raphael, I did just search up Terrell Bernard. I'm reading here. It looks like he had a crazy game. Emerging star, blah, blah, blah. Let me do a really quick read on him. He's a third-round pick out of 2022. Oh, okay. So not a rookie. It's his second year, but it's his fourth start, so I get you. Wow, he had like a sack. Led to some touchdowns. Okay. First player in 2007 to record multiple sacks, an interception, and a fumble recovery in the same game. The last player to do so, none other than Chicago Bears Hall of Fame linebacker Brian Urlacher. That's pretty crazy for Bernard. So I'm still not going to be worried about him, but hey, it's still exciting. So we got a little Victory Monday vibes. We got a little hooked up Joe. What is up? I'm loving the little head right there with the lights.
Yep, just testing my new setup here. And Victory Monday is awesome. Oh my God.
Victory
Can't
freaking
believe
Monday,
how
baby.
great that was. And just, I mean, we already had the two fastest wide receivers. Now we got the two fastest running backs. I mean, unbelievable. And I watched the Bills game in condensed mode today. They won't be showing the Bills game and going, wow, look at this amazing play, other than, the normal, running for it by Allen. I mean, that's his normal thing. There was just nothing spectacular. I mean, the other team, the Washington, they laid just as big of an egg. They were dropping the ball on the ground. They were handing the ball to the other team. They were just throwing the ball to the other team. I mean, they looked just as pathetic. And Bills just, I mean, it was going into the fourth. It was a 2-score game going into the fourth, even with them just giving the ball up constantly. It was nothing like our game. I mean, after watching that, I'm just not as scared as the score showed.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was watching some Bills fans trying to equate the two. They were like, "Oh yeah, 9 sacks, X amount of turnovers without Von Miller definitely equals 70 points without Jalen Waddle." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like what the Dolphins did is absolutely unreal." And I get the Broncos are not the greatest team, but like beating the Commanders by 31 with a crazy defensive performance is not the same thing as with Sam Howell out there. All right, it's not the same thing as dismantling the Broncos and winning by 50 and dropping 70 points. Like, Joe, what a glorious offensive performance, man. So, did you watch it on TV or were you at the game?
I watch it on TV. Yeah.
How was it? I want to watch the commentary so bad. Like, I know it was Kevin Harlan. That must have been so crazy.
Stunning. I mean, I saw a joke today. It was Miami Dolphins trying to go to the bathroom, and you get up, and it's another touchdown, and you're like, "Oh, hold on a second." It was like that. It was just, it was numbing. You're just sitting there numb, like wondering. No, when was it 50? You're like, "Are we really going to hit 70?"
And man, like it was even crazy. Like I know the joke you're talking about with Peter Griffin walking up the stairs. That was pretty funny, man. Like my buddy said that to me this morning, and like that's exactly how it was. And like at the game, like usually, like it's the 2-minute warning. You're thinking about maybe like, oh, I'm gonna go get drinks, man. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I don't think anybody got out of their seats. Like, I didn't see a single head say, like, it's time to go to the bathroom. They were like, what's next with the Dolphins? What's about to happen? And lo and behold, we put up another score, I think, before the 2-minute warning ended. Like, we put up like 2 in the last 3 minutes of the game or something. Like, we went up to 35 out of nowhere. And then we went up to 70 in the second half. Just boom, 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 7-7-7-7. No punts except for one. Like, there's no bathroom breaks. It was crazy. It was an insane game. And like, I'm spoiled now. I want that forever for the rest of the season. But
And to end it with the hometown throw from White to Chosen. I mean, they're both from here, live right around, and just to have that happen, like, ooh, it just I mean, game one, first home game. How could you ask for a better first home game? I don't think you
there's
could.
really like that's what I'm saying. You can't ask for anything better. It's almost going to spoil me. Like now, when I would go to the Giants game in 2 weeks, I don't think we're going to beat them by 70. But a part of me is like, why not? Why can't we beat them by 70? Why can't we beat them by drop another 50 points on them? Why can't we drop 40 at least? Come on, guys, do me something. Like now, it's going to ruin football for me, man. Like what a great home game.
If we just convincingly beat the Bills, every team in the NFL is just going to be shaking in the boot, especially if we do it with speed and just bam, 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 like we've been doing. It's just who's gonna? They're already saying there's no way to stop it. So the Bills are like, okay, we're gonna stop it. Let's see if they can.
No, it's crazy. It's like boxing. It's like watching just a kid with some lightning fast hands just come in the ring, absolutely just rip you apart. Like other teams are trying to throw punches. We're just too fast. Like we're out there just scoring before you even have a chance to breathe. Just on your neck the entire game. Like if you do not keep up with us, if you're not like the Chargers going blow for blow, or if you're not like maybe the Pats, they tried their best to slow us down, but we were still scoring when we needed to. If you're not like the Chargers literally going blow for blow and keeping up with us, you're screwed. Like we're just gonna keep the pressure on you the entire game. Bills game, statement game.
Yeah. Yeah. This one, I was like, let's make a statement game out of this one because I didn't want it to be a trap game. So I'm like, okay, let's make it a statement game. But now we just have a new level of what statement game need, a new standard for statement game.
A new standard. But I mean, this is still, I think it's still a pretty big statement. Like the Dolphins of old tend to just get almost not like lazy, but it's the old trope of you play up to your level and play down to the level of your opponents. And we had a bad habit of falling in those trap games, of looking like an easy team, like the Broncos, starting off slow and then teetering on. Are we going to lose this game? And sometimes actually losing. And it was very frustrating. Like those Jaguars and Falcons games a couple of years back, it was like, what is happening over here? No more. The Dolphins have turned the leaf, man. Like we see these easy games, hopefully. We're just going to absolutely clobber them.
Oh, did you see the post game? I mean the post game interview. I mean post game speech in the locker room. They were all just standing around. There was no woo woo. Like, when they were first game, they were all freaking out. Here they were. I mean, I guess they had already celebrated their way all the way out in the fourth quarter and they were tired. But when there, they were like, yeah, it was a win, but we're a 3-win team and that doesn't mean anything. And we just got to, go into the Bills and do what we're going to do. And this week's already, the game's over. Who cares? On to the next game. I mean, they were not even celebrating in right after the game. They're
That's what
so
you love to
focused.
see.
Yeah.
Focus,
Last
that
year
ice cold
did it
mentality.
after
Last
getting
year we let it slip. No, last year we at one point we got too big for our britches. We just let it. Our cup ran over, man, and it was a little sad to see us go from 8-3 to 8-8. And now this year, like obviously it's still early. It's still week 3. If the Dolphins are trying to temper themselves, so should we as fans. But man, is it hard? Is it
no,
hard
there's
to
no
just sit
tempering.
here
I'm
like,
tired of tempering. I'm no more tempering for
oh,
me. Tempering's over. I've tempered enough. You know what I'm saying? If we get ruined or whatever and something happens, then it does. But I'm not tempering. Too bad. If somebody doesn't like me being happy, they can just not be happy about it. Too bad.
you know what? Thank you. You're totally right, Joe. Because honestly, at the end of the day, if we're not gonna, you can't be happy now. Like if you're not gonna let yourself enjoy this moment and this time period, what else is it gonna take? Like what else is gonna let you get a pulse back into you? So feel excited, feel that energy. You're totally right. And if we get burned after this, let yourself get burned a little. This is has to be the most fun people I've seen in the longest of time. This is the most fun I've had as a Dolphins fan. Granted, I'm only 25, but like it's the most fun I've ever had. Like I've been to great games, man. Like I've been to the Thursday night game versus the Ravens. That was awesome. Seeing the defensive holdout there. Seeing the same thing versus the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. But this was just a different beast. Like it wasn't a good football game by any means, but it was the most fun time I've ever had in the stadium. Like I think most fans in general, probably the most fun time you've had watching a team. I'm getting just joy watching the little ticker on ESPN. What a good time to be alive. Let yourself enjoy. 1,000%.
And normally a blowout's boring, but there was nothing boring about that game. I mean, people, I, I mean, it was constant action. It wasn't like, oh, this is a blowout, I want to stop watching. It was like, what's gonna happen next? Are they going to get to 70? It's like you couldn't leave it.
No, exactly. It really was like 43, from 42 to 49 to 56 to 63 to 70 was so fast, so quick. I couldn't expect it. And it was just one of the most beautiful things to watch. I wanted us to get that record. It was obviously so disappointing not to, but it was still an awesome sight.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm going to step down. I'm going to run out. I just wanted to jump up here and say happy Victory Monday, and we rock and fins up and all that good stuff.
No, fins up. Joe, it was awesome to have you, man. I love your new setup. That thing is awesome.
Thank you.
Is that like a mask or is it like a GIF kind of thing? Is it like
No, it's a 3D thing. I made it.
That is epic. That is epic.
Thanks,
Wow.
man. I want to make a Miami Dolphins helmet next that that does some different stuff. I have a moving Miami Dolphins logo, but it's just not as cool. So I decided to use this one for this.
That is absolutely sick. And it's like green screen, like it follows like your head, kind of.
It is. It's light green screen, but as you see, it actually has green. It's a transparent background thing, so you don't have to use a green screen. If I use my regular head, I have to use green screen background, and it's just not as good. So, and I'm ugly,
that looks
so this is a lot nicer.
I mean, this looks amazing, bro. I'm sure you look awesome as well, my friend. But that looks awesome.
I appreciate it. Great show too. I appreciate your streams.
Thank you, bro. I'm not sure if you can even hear my dogs, but I think that's my buddy. So I'm gonna wrap it up with you. So thank you, Joe.
Ciao.
My friend's here, so appreciate it, man. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Got my buddy Dave coming in, got my buddy Cam as well. We're gonna be watching some football Monday night double header. I let the set 15 game run a little early, but that Rams Bengals game is gonna be awesome. Looks like Joe Burrow might be packing in. But again, football is ruined for me because now after watching 70-20 performance, how can I be enjoying? How can I be happy with anything besides that level of football, of watching this Dolphins offensive masterclass? So thank you all for tuning in. I apologize for the dogs. Like I said, my buddy's outside, so I'm going to try to let him in right now. So thank you for tuning into the show. It was an awesome time. Just wanted to get a quick Victory Monday vibes up. If you want this entire show condensed into about 4 minutes, check out a video I've got on my regular channel. If not, scroll through. I'm going to timestamp this up during the game. Awesome talk with Joe. Check him out as well. That was a sick little 3D light thingy helmet, whatever. It was awesome. And I loved it. And I love the energy. I love this team. I might have to get a Devon Achane jersey right there because, wow, I have in my dynasty team. He's a glorious running back, and I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. So thank you all for tuning in. The longest outros as usual, but fins up, chins up. We're the best team in the NFL. Best offense for sure, 70-20. Beat our team by 50, and let's beat these Buffalo Bills. I'll see you all for the Bills preview soon. Bang or rang. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you all on the flippity flop. Enjoy the view from the seats again. Be easy.